radio to guy to make it
There we
sound.
go.
Okay?
Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. Okay, ready? And roll.
Good morning, and thank you so much for joining me and us. My name is Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez, and I am proud to be standing here alongside critical youth leaders that have been part of a movement here in Los Angeles for more than a decade. The Invest in Youth Coalition and many of the members that comprise this coalition from across the city of Los Angeles have come together to demand that the LA City Council and Mayor Bass reverse course on eliminating the Youth Development Department. The Youth Development Department is the sole department that focuses wholly on the needs of young people, ages 13 to 26. And what's incredibly important is having a department that ensures that young people have the space and the support and resources to be able to overcome so many of the hurdles that are before them. We know that in the city of Los Angeles, particularly post-pandemic, what the impacts have been to young people. Insecurities around financial well-being, insecurities and issues around mental health, problems with accessing opportunities that will further advance their growth and potential. We need to be a city that says more, that your opportunities don't lie just within a sports program or a gang-involved youth. We need to create the space for young people to be able to express themselves in their local government and to find space where their voices can be heard. And that's what the Youth Development Department was established for just a few short years ago. What's really problematic, and what I've seen as a result of the actions of this budget, has been a hatchet to so many programs that Angelenos rely on. And there's no rhyme or reason for it, particularly when it was just disclosed by our city legislative analyst that there is no financial savings by the elimination of this department. We asked Mayor Bass to reverse her decision to seek the ending of the Youth Development Department, and I'm asking my colleagues on the LA City Council, particularly those on the Budget Committee, to simply ensure the protection of the Youth Development Department in this budget, that we continue to fund it, but more importantly, that we say more to the young people than giving them lip service to say that their voices matter. This is the action that needs to be demanded at this time. My colleagues and I were each independently elected legislative leaders from each of our respective areas across the city of Los Angeles. These young people represent the diversity from all parts of the city that have come together to advocate and fight for this department. I ask my colleagues to remember that these young people could have been engaged in so many other activities, but they chose their local government to be the space where their voices were heard, and this council honored it. Don't undermine and wipe away all that years of work in one swift work of the pen, recklessly and without consideration for all that they fought for, and frankly, for all that they need to continue on their journeys into the future. At this time, I'd like to introduce my doppelganger in name only, a youth activist who has been part of the Youth Development Department's creation and the subsequent youth council activities, the other Monica Rodriguez.
Hey. Good morning, my name is also Monica Rodriguez, and I'm from City Council District 8. I was appointed by former Mayor Eric Garcetti as his youth appointee on the Youth Development Task Force. Our task force worked with leaders and youth from over 50 community-based organizations as a part of the Invest in Youth Coalition. We worked with organizations such as Legacy LA, the Great 1-8ers, Hola, Changes, California Youth Connection, COCO, Dia Chuchas, and others to identify youth needs and priorities. We organized resources and held town halls with over 300 youth and adult allies to develop the framework for the Youth Development Department. Until June of 2021, we were the only city out of the top 5 largest cities in the United States without a youth development department. This shouldn't have ever been the case, especially in a city this big, diverse, and full of talent from over 800,000 Angelino youth. Thanks to the years of advocacy from youth leaders, along with former Mayor Garcetti's pledge, Councilwoman Rodriguez's commitment, and the backing on the motion from other council members such as Nithya Roman, our dream became a reality. From there, I served in the Youth Development Department's inaugural Olivia Mitchell Youth Council, proudly representing City District 8. Through this work, I saw firsthand the difference a dedicated department can make. It doesn't just create programs, it creates purpose, opportunity, youth ownership, and belonging. I was there when we held workshops to design the YDD's logo, where we deliberately chose to incorporate influences of graffiti and icons to represent the rich cultural history of Los Angeles. My peers and I held listening sessions to hear from youth and their concerns. We helped outline the 3-year strategic plan to solidify a citywide vision for this department. To take that away now would not just be a step backwards, it would be a betrayal of the youth who showed up to community forums, who believed in their city and who deserved to be invested in, not ignored. The Youth Development Department is not a luxury or an expense to be cut to save a little bit of money. It's a necessity. And today I stand with every young person who fought for it and every Angelino who believes that our youth deserve better. Thank you, and I will pass it over to Destiny.
My name is Destiny Ruiz, and I am from CD1, specifically Glasso Park, and a youth leader from the Invest in Youth Coalition. It took 8 years of advocacy until our city agreed to commit to investing in youth and establishing the Youth Development Department. We finally got our department, but we still need that investment to grow, not die investment. I was a youth leader involved in the Youth Development Department's 3-year strategic plan process. The report shares our vision and city hope. The report shares our vision and hope for our city. We want decision-making power, our participatory budget, youth hubs, economic well-being, and the Youth Development Department to be a single point entry for all youth services. Here today, I ask my city council member, Eunices, and all of the other council members on the Budget and Finance Committee to please listen to our voices and concerns. The proposed merger erases the urgency of youth needs, especially for system-impacted, housing insecure, and low-income youth. We need young people. We young people need trauma-informed, culturally relevant, justice-oriented services that are designed specifically for us ages 10 to 25, not generalized services across multiple populations. Investing in our city entails investing in youth. And as Paulo Freire has said, to love is to commit to others' lives and liberation. Love is keeping the Youth Development Department intact. Thank you. Now I will pass it over to Chelsea.
Hello, my name is Chelsea Alfaro. I am a CD14 constituent, part of the Investing Youth Coalition, and also a social justice intern with Legacy LA. I am here today because we, the young people, are the future of Los Angeles. We worked hard to create something the city has never done before, a youth development department just for youth. As a youth living in Boyle Heights, it's difficult to access youth resources such as for mental health and job opportunities. The YDD deserves to be its own standalone department because all youth resources and programs should be under one location. Right now, they are still scattered everywhere. We understand the budget is short, but that doesn't justify getting rid of our one and only youth development department. We youth leaders did our research on other youth development departments across the nation. New York, Boston, and San Francisco spend hundreds of dollars more per youth, while LA spends $45 per youth. Please, we ask our elected officials to not take away something we fought for before even giving it an opportunity to grow. I urge you to invest in the future. We youth don't deserve to be a second thought. We deserve a department in the city of LA. Thank you. Now I'll pass it over to Araceli.
Good morning. My name is Araceli Rodriguez, and I'm the campaign lead for the Invest in Youth Coalition. The young leaders today have spoken and shared what I have been arguing for the past 11 years. I was 15 years old when I first started advocating for the establishment of the Youth Development Department through Legacy LA's Youth Council program. Today, I am 26 and still fighting the same fight. Youth are already the lowest funded. The YDD is only 0.03% of the city's budget. Cutting the department will not fix the city's budget deficit. The YDD does have areas of improvement. However, we cannot move under another department before giving it a fair chance to reach its full potential. Today, I ask our elected leaders to please let the YDD be a standalone department. Do not consolidate. We need to keep the YDD intact, fund it at an appropriate level, and follow the next steps on the 3-year strategic plan report. The city should not be trying to balance the budget on the backs of the youth. We cannot be planning for a future while defunding the future. Please make the change, take action. Thank you. Now I'll pass it back to the councilwoman.
Well said, thank you, and so we'll go ahead and open it up for questions.
Councilwoman, if I may, I have 3 questions. What was the budget, or what has been the budget for youth development fund?
It, at its peak, has been nearly $2 million. And when we look at the scope of the fiscal challenges that we face in the city of Los Angeles, that's less than budget dust. And it's frankly offensive that that would be the first on the chopping block. There has been no push to reorganize systems, to create greater efficiencies with how this government operates. And yet, the young people that represent the diversity of this city have been put to be the first on the chopping block. It makes absolutely no sense, particularly among individuals that frankly purport or suggest that they are advocates for young people. It to me runs afoul of their actions don't speak align with their words.
And roughly how many young people does it help annually?
So the strategic plan was designed, and they're in their second year of the strategic plan. And the whole goal was to recalibrate all youth serving programs to be under one roof. And I have to be honest, that hasn't necessarily been availed to them. They've been undermined from the ability to do so, because the status quo has been too convenient for elected leaders who are unwilling to change. And the reality is these young people came together to force that change for this city so that their needs were being met. Unfortunately, what we feel like we're experiencing right now is what has been continued to be politically expedient actions over the voices of young people, and that's not okay.
And if I may, I don't mean to be a hog, this is unrelated. We have new reporting from CBS News that Sean Duffy, who's the new transportation secretary, his predecessor was Pete Buttigieg, is just out with an announcement that he's supporting withholding transportation investment funds from states that give driver's license to undocumented immigrants.
It's unfortunate and offensive that the federal government continues to take actions and threats that, frankly, do not support the needs of all Americans. Those are our taxpayer dollars too. And this government should not be withholding critical resources that ensure that the livelihoods of so many individuals here in California are under duress for shaky political acts. It's just another example of how, again, short-sighted and politically motivated the decisions are happening. But to liken it to what we're experiencing here in Los Angeles, just because the federal government makes stupid, thoughtless decisions about how to withhold money, we should not be engaging in the same level of activities here in City Hall that deny young people their rightful space in their government. And so for that, I would, just as critical as I am at the federal level for engaging in that, I'm critical of my colleagues and those that are elected to ensure that we represent all the voices here in local government.
Thank you.
Councilmember, have you spoken with Mayor Bass about this department? And if so, what has she said and what was the conversation like?
I received a call from Mayor Bass about 3 days before the release of her budget, where she indicated to me her intention to move this department and merge a number of departments. Again, what was just released by our city legislative analyst was the evaluation that there is no cost savings by taking this action. So it, to me, just made absolutely no sense that these are the moves that are being made. If it's not for cost savings, then why the action? It makes absolutely no sense, and it doesn't align with the words that are so often espoused by the leadership that says they care about young people.
Do you mean that there's no cost savings by merging the departments?
Correct.
Okay, but there are cost savings that are cuts to the department.
They're making direct cuts to the department, but again, the department doesn't have to go away. The department can sustain itself. The challenge is again, this budget document needs to be a reflection of the values of the city. And what's being communicated at this time is that young people's voices are subordinate to other priorities, and that's not okay. They represent 800,000 individuals here in the city of Los Angeles. We just, a couple of weeks ago, held a retirement celebration for Olivia Mitchell, whose namesake we established the Youth Council. Everybody celebrated that moment, and then a week later, proposed the elimination of this department. It's just sick. Are there any other questions or? Sí, en español.
101.
Oh, we'll do 101.
One of them?
Okay, yeah,
This one.
yeah. Do you wanna?
Does anyone want to speak in Spanish and talk about why they're here and how
Yeah.
important this is in the podium?
No, here.
Your side. Okay, give me 1 second. Name and title, please.
Hola, mi nombre es Araceli Rodríguez y soy la líder de la campaña Investing Youth.
Can you let us know why ¿por qué estás aquí? ¿Por qué están aquí ustedes?
Estamos aquí reunidos con la coalición porque el departamento de jóvenes que peleamos por más de 8 años para establecerse en la ciudad de Los Ángeles, el alcalde de Los Ángeles está proponiendo eliminar el departamento y ponerlo bajo otro departamento que se enfoca en familias y varias otras cosas. Nosotros peleamos por este departamento de jóvenes porque creemos que los jóvenes deben de tener un departamento solo para ellos, donde pueden hallar recursos en un solo lugar. Los jóvenes, la ciudad no está invirtiendo en los jóvenes. Si mira cuánto dinero están invirtiendo, el departamento de jóvenes es lo más bajo y ahora quieren quitar el departamento. Quitando el departamento no es una solución, no les va a ahorrar dinero a la ciudad. Entonces estamos aquí, los jóvenes, pidiéndoles a nuestros líderes que tienen poder para estas decisiones que por favor protejan el departamento de jóvenes y no lo eliminen.
And again, just for context, the city of Los Angeles has 26 different departments. None of them wholly focused on the needs of young people. That's why this department was created. So to go back to the status quo of young people having to search through a cumbersome bureaucracy for services that meet their needs is just putting us in the wrong direction. And that's what we're all here fighting for. Thank you.